What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, Smell Good family? We're going to let some more members of the Smell Good family file on in here as we get ready for tonight's live stream. Of course, it's your guy one more time. It's your man's Dedra L. Hicks Jr. And I am back. Please, if you're in the building, you're not in the building. You're not in a building. You are watching in the comfort of your own home, on your cell phone, on your laptop. If you could do your boy a favor and hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. If you're watching back on the replay, hit that thumbs up as well. Smell Good family, I appreciate you guys taking your time out tonight, taking your time out to come in and kick it with your boy. We got a special live stream, a very special live stream. I have quite an amazing guest that I'm getting ready to bring on here. We have 20 strong right now and counting. Hit that scent of the day. Drop your scents of the day. What did you wear today? That is always the question, right? What did you wear today? For me, I went with one of my favorites for this time of year. Even though down here in Jacksonville, it is ferociously hot. It is crazy hot. All right. I went with Givenchy Gentleman's EDT 2017. That's what I went with. This is a beautiful, beautiful fresh iris, pear, pineapple style of a fragrance. The iris in here is just so nice all the way through. The pineapple kind of shows up midway through. The pear is right there in the beginning. It is very, very, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to hit some of the comments for about a good 10 minutes, and then we're not going to keep our guests waiting long. I'm going to bring Miss Heather in, and we are going to get rocking. We are 22 strong right now in the live stream. Again, appreciate your time, Smell Good family, and hit that thumbs up on the way in. Okay, so let's see what we got. Y'all know I got to have my jams in the background, kind of get me hyped before we get going. We got my guy All Genres Bop in the building. Salute Dedrick and Miss Heather. Scent of the day, Trillium. I have a decant of Trillium. Got to get my nose on that. And by the way, let me know if y'all can hear me and see me good. I don't think we're gonna have no issues tonight. Let me know. All right. We got Morgan in the building. That's my mom showing Miss Heather love. I love Morgan and Miss Heather together. You would have to see it live to understand. But I love to seeing them together. Wilson, what's good with you, bro? We got my sister in the building, Miss Jocelyn Hicks. Appreciate the support, sis. Antonio Harvey is wearing Roses on Ice. I believe that's a Killian fragrance, if I'm not mistaken. All right. We got my man Scorp in the building, scent of the day, Coach, for sure. All right. Coach is always a good one. Can't go wrong with Coach. We got my guy Richard Money Cash one in the building, scent of the day, Parfums de Marley Galloway. Don't hear too much talk about that one, but it is good. It is good. I have tried it, and it is good. Bashan in the building. Bashan, what's happening, my guy? Glad you could join us tonight. Smell Good family in the building for sure. Jamie Holly in the building. What's happening, Dedrick? Scent of the day, Prada Luna Rosa Sport. Can't go wrong with that. Anytime efficiency fragrance, as I like to call it. HD in the building. What's going on, D? How you feeling today? I'm good, bro. I had a pretty good day. I was really excited all day long. I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this since I secured the interview with Miss Heather about a week ago. All right. So I'm very excited for sure. We got my baby love in the building. She's saying hello, Smell Good family. Morgan saying special. I'm special. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you. Traffic, scent of the day, YEDP, another classic in the community. Mr. Clock 30, scent of the day, Guerlain Habit Rouge L'Eau. Heard a lot about that. I may acquire a decant or a sample. I don't know. We'll see. Be best, scent of the day, so drop Boise. Great stuff for sure. Kyler in the building. Kyler, what's happening, my guy? 90 plus, what this Kyler says? 90 plus degrees. I feel you, man. The heat index in my vehicle when I was headed home from work today said 106 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's crazy. That is crazy. Marvin preaching scents. Ganymede, 62 degrees. Oh, it's nice where you are. Can we get some of that down here? For sure. Rob King. What's up, family? Hey, Mrs. Hicks. Showing Sway some love. Rob King, sup, Dedrick? Ready for your live center today. Was St. John by City Rhythm. Well, Rob, thank you for joining, man. You are live with the Smell Good family. I appreciate you for tuning in for sure. HD back at it. Chanel Allure Ohm EDT. A classic. A classic. Just a classic. Just a classic. Catch my whiff. What's up, my guy? He says Hermes Les Jardins de Monsieur Lee. Y'all ain't think I could pronounce that like that, did y'all? Tighten up. All right. He says light floral, but only lasts for me for 3 hours. Well, you know, if it smells great and you rock it, reapply. And I'm sure you did. Antonio Harvey, heading to Destin tomorrow, and my rotation will be fire. Well, you have a good time. Destin is a beautiful place, so you enjoy. Fatal Contraptions in the building. Hey D, what's up, Rick? What's going on? My baby love is wearing J'adore that. Oh, I think I said it right. Antonio Harvey, good to go. Appreciate that. A former Celtics fan. What's happening, my guy? For real. The Sun Devil, Dedrick, send today Armoff Hunter EDT. I have Armoff Hunter. I have it. I have Armoff Hunter, and it is good. When me and my wife first started dating a while ago, we'll be 10 years strong August 24th. But when we first started dating, she loved that fragrance. She loved that fragrance on me. We got Nietzsche in the building, Labo, the EDT, I'm assuming. Great stuff. We got my pops in the building, Dedrick Hicks Sr. Great to have a guest in the building. Great show with all the smell goods. Keep it going. Love Pop. Tom Ford all day. Yes, sir. My pops is a massive Tom Ford fan. And I appreciate his support tonight for sure. We got Antonio saying, yes, it's from Killian. Roses on Ice. Catch my whiff. I just picked up Nautica Classic for $13. Can't beat that. I wasted 13. So you didn't like it. I have the original and hope so. And hope so hard that the reform will be close. It's not. I feel you on that. Got my youngest sister in the building, my brother. Hi D. What's going on? Appreciate you for joining me tonight. Thank you so much. Score big ups to Miss Heather. We're about to bring Miss Heather on in 2 minutes. Miss Heather will be on in 2 minutes. Definitely shout out to her. My sister says I'm killing it. Thank you so much. Zeus, what's happening? Smell good, fam. Zeus, glad you could join us, man, for sure. All genre bombs. It was disgusting in New York City today. Ooh, was it hotter or was it rainy? What was it, man? What was it? Sun Devil says he's battling 106 in Texas. Wow. It's only July. We're not even in the dog days of summer yet. Whew. Bashan wearing Guess by Marciano. Former Celtics fan said he wore Explorer in the high heat and humidity today, and it worked great for sure. Catch my whiff, 91 where he is. Zeus says in a day, why sell a parfum? Great stuff. Playing some Fatal Contraption says, playing some games with the homies. Hope you're doing well. I am. Appreciate it. Crystal Strickland, Miss Crystal in the building for sure. Love Miss Crystal as well. Great person for sure. For sure. Smart 34, I finally made a live. Thank you, Smart. I'm glad that you was able to catch us, man. It was Percival for work. I love Percival. That's good stuff. That is good stuff for sure. And now he's wearing Terre Hermes EDT. Another classic. You were smelling real good today, Smarts. D and Lee, what's up, my boy? In the building. He wore Send the Day Lucky by 1 million. Lord have mercy. You seen Lucky on the thumbnail. I love that stuff. Good Lord. All right, y'all. We're almost caught up to the bottom. We're about to bring Miss Heather on. We are 39 strong right now. Hit that thumbs up. It helps spreads awareness that we are live. Appreciate all the support as always. We're getting ready to get cracking, man. Catching my whiff. Family affair tonight for sure. Rabbi Singh, Senator Day, Silver Mountain Water. Wearing it after the rain is magical. Yes, I believe that. Duck in the building. My guy, Duck 12. Hello, everyone. 540 EDP. Ooh, you weren't playing with him today, my guy. All right. Miss Crystal, tell Heather's Dealers team is watching. She can hear you loud and clear. She's in my green room right now, and I'm about to bring her on with her really nice pink shirt. All right. Indigo says, joining from Chi-Town. Shout out to the Chi for sure. All right. Sending the day, Armoff Untold. Okay, I heard that's really, really good. Close to that BR540 clone. BR540 DNA. 22 cents, my guys, in the building. We got my brother Cedric in the building. Miss Heather knows Cedric. I met Miss Heather through Cedric. We'll talk about that in a second. And Dean Lee saying, yes, Hassan's wearing 1 million Royal and said it's wearing YEDT 2017. All right, y'all. We are about to bring Miss Heather in. I'm gonna turn my tunes down, all right, because we're about to get down to having some fun with one of my good friends for sure. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to bring Miss Heather in, and we're going to chit chat. Of course, we're going to take your guys' questions, and we're going to have a good time. So I have some questions as well for Miss Heather. And before I bring her in, I've known Miss Heather now for over a year, maybe approaching a year and a half. I've been knowing Miss Heather, and I was introduced to her through my brother, one of my best friends in the world, Cedric Tyrone Koppelfar from Frag Boys ENT. And we were just strolling through Dillard's one day, and he was telling me about it before we approached her. And it's like when I met her, I've known her my whole life because we just hit it off with our love for fragrances. And then I got to know her, and she is one of the most beautiful people, a good spirit, great energy, very truthful and honest, and just, you just hope to experience that in people every day, what I was fortunate enough to experience with Miss Heather. All right. So I'm very grateful to have her in my life as one of my friends in this world. And she's just great people for sure. Okay. So we're getting ready to bring her on. Let's bring her on. We're going to not have her waiting any much longer. There she
What's up?
What is going on, Miss Heather? How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Great. How was your day?
My day was pretty interesting, a little humid.
Very hot.
Very hot, yes. It's my husband's birthday, so we did a little bit of that. And
Oh, happy birthday to him today, for
yes.
sure. For sure.
And so he saw me getting excited and getting ready for the live stream. So he's like, okay, go do your thing. And I was like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Very excited. I'm so excited to do this.
I am so happy that this is happening. I've been wanting to get into interviewing and having conversations with people who are like-minded in the fragrance world, but have expertise like you do yourself. All right. So this is awesome. All right. So before we get started, the most important question of this live, Miss Heather, everyone I'm sure watching wants to know, Miss Heather, what is your scent of the day?
Okay. It's probably going to be a little maybe underwhelming for most people, but
no. We love what we love. We wear what we like.
It's kind of old fashioned, but it's 4711 Aqua Colonia. So it's let me tip it that way so you can
saffron
see
and iris. That's my skin here.
And it's like it's very, very cologne. So it's only like after you take a shower and you just want to spritz something to make yourself feel kind of like refreshed.
Okay.
Like when it's this hot in Florida, something like this with the alcohol kind of in it kind of cools you off, especially around your neck, and you're getting out the shower. And it's the end of my day here, so I'm not going out. Sure. So I just want to be clean smelling.
Right.
And I know that probably some of your viewers get this, but I'm actually, and Morgan can attest this, I'm that person, I'll spray something to go to the beach just because I want to smell nice.
Absolutely.
Even if it's fleeting, I don't care. It's like I'm going to Walmart to pick up something, spritz. Hey, it's my life. I do what I want,
We are all the same here. We're all the same.
But everybody's who's, I guess, a fragrance fanatic. I don't know what we are. Are we fragrance connoisseurs? Are we fragrance fanatics? Are we frag heads? I mean,
we're everything.
4711 it's one of the oldest fragrance houses, that's been marketed.
Yeah.
So
is that iris in it? That saffron and iris? Is it a fresh iris? Is it a fresh iris? Yes.
Yes. And I really, and I like iris, violet leaf. Right now it's on my radar because it's so hot and humid and oppressive. I enjoy that. There is one other that I would love. Hey, fragrance fan, by the way. If they ever wanted to explore, try to get their hands on this.
What's the name of that one, Miss Heather?
Okay. This is the 4711 Aqua Colonia Intense. This is called Wakening Woods of Scandinavia. This is a geisha shown, molecules, eccentric molecules, molecules 1, 2, 3, 4. This is geisha shown's creation for 4711. And that's one of my loves. Like if you say, oh, hey, like, who do you like as somebody that's designed something?
Right.
Geisha shows that let's just take my debit card, swipe it.
I know.
I'm here for it. Whatever he creates. I seem to be a fan of his designs, but these are really inexpensive, and I've got like 3 of them, and I sent a couple to my son. I sent like 4 of them that were only available in Europe, and so I sent them to him via a different link. But these are good to get your hands on if you're like just like a refreshing scent. I don't know. I will wear these like going around the house and vacuuming or something like that.
You know what you mean? I definitely would love to get my nose on that iris and saffron one for sure.
Yeah, they're very interesting. Fresh.
Absolutely. Well, for those who didn't see, all right, my scent of the day is from the house of Givenchy, however you want to pronounce it. We're going with Givenchy Gentleman, EDT 2017. All right, 2017 is what we are going with today. It is a beautiful iris as well, Miss Heather. So this has a nice fresh iris in it.
Yes.
And the pear is present in the opening. The pineapple kind of makes its way through in the mid. You get a little woods on the dry down. This stuff is incredible. And in the climate that we're in, it is so warm. It is so hot that this is just kind of perfect. And it's just kind of perfect for the type of day that we're having. So Givenchy Gentleman or Givenchy 2017 is what we went with today. Okay, what we went with today. Okay, Miss Heather. Let's go ahead. I got a couple questions I want to ask you, and don't worry, those who are watching, I am logging your questions for Miss Heather. We will get to them as well. But Miss Heather was introduced to my channel about a year ago when I go vlogging, and you hear me mention her name in quite a bit of my videos. And the one thing about Miss Heather is she and me right away, I think we both realized, okay, we're both different when it comes to this fragrance thing. Because the conversations of certain fragrances that were in her store and outside of her store were happening at the same time. So from there, we just became very good friends. I see her often, very frequently. I go visit my friend, Miss Heather. So Miss Heather, I got a couple questions. Let's just start off with the first one. Miss Heather, where did your fragrance journey begin? Where could you think that, well, tell us where and when, the time that you can think where you said, you know what, I am in this fragrance thing and I love it.
All right, let me start with how I think I fell in love with my first fragrance. Probably would be when I was around 18 or so, and I was still in high school, but I had a part-time job. And I remember asking, at that time I lived with my mom's, and I had her take me to a Montgomery Ward's. So if you're old enough, you know. And I bought a bottle of Coco Chanel, the original Coco Chanel, not they didn't have no Mademoiselle. It was, and I spent almost my whole paycheck on it, and I felt so grown up. You have no idea. I felt like it was a huge purchase for me because it was like all my money in one thing. But it was the luxury of having something like so beautiful as a Chanel, and it was like intoxicating. Like, I know, shout out to Morgan, shout out to Riley. I know every time I wear my Chanels, they're all like, oh God, the old lady perfume. I love it. I love a big aldehyde. I love those big old school scents. And I know that the younger ones don't really mess with it like that. I fell in love with this scent, but I fell in love with the way it made me feel. It made me feel like, wow, made me feel like beautiful and like had a luxury, and it was like, oh wow, it was very transportive. And then I remember being complimented, like the first time you wear something and someone's like,
Yeah.
oh, you smell nice, and you're like, okay, I love that. Okay, let me go get some more. But I don't think I really realized the beauty of or the I didn't really get deep into this world until much later. So because I mean, I've always had my standards or whatever I just had from my ex-husband, and I had a signature scent. I used to wear Chanel 5, like like I can empty a bottle of that.
So Chanel had a hold of you.
I I like it, and it used to smell really nice, and it left a nice scent cloud around you, and it worked for me. Let me just say, but I I think it was somewhere when I guess I got really into like the makeup and the influence, like 2016 and 17. It was the years of makeup gurus and influencers, and fragrance started to become a thing. It became like another thing, like makeup, and a lot of influencers started like doing a lot more things, and I got really into it. I got intrigued. They were talking about scents and notes and scent memory and profiles and things that were transportive, and I was like, well, sign me up, so I started messing around with, like, some of the different samples that I can get my hands on. Lucky Scents usually was my go-to, or if there was something I could get a small decant. Right. I think I used to have a scent subscription. I can't remember which brand anymore, but so I really got into that niche kind of thing. But then Oud for Greatness. Nobody stopped talking about it. And I was like, well, I gotta get some of this. This sounds so just so amazing. These people were talking about it, like,
So let's save some suspense, because I am going to ask you about Oud for Greatness.
Where it started.
I'm going to ask. So that is an incredible Chanel, and I'm the same way. My holy grail fragrance is Bleu de Chanel, the Parfum. I love the whole Bleu de Chanel line.
Beautiful, yeah.
The Parfum is my all-time number one out of everything that I have. Bleu de Chanel Parfum. So that's very very funny that Chanel kind of navigated you to really dive into this thing, especially when you're able to buy your first fragrance with your paycheck. Yeah. So I'm on the same wavelength with Bleu de Chanel. So a little bit of how I met you. Of course, Miss Heather works at one of the biggest retailers in the world. Okay, and her
shout out, girls. Hey, what's up?
Shout out to her.
I know how my crew's watching.
That's what's up. That's really dope as well that they're here to support you. Miss Heather, what is a day in the life of Miss Heather when not necessarily trying to sell a fragrance, but to sell a fragrance, if you get what I mean, when you are interacting with everyday people from all different walks of life? What is let's say a common day for you when you're selling fragrances at Dillard's?
Usually the average customer comes up, usually has a destination. They have a name brand, or they have something they want to smell, or they already know what they want to purchase, but they may have seen something. They're like, oh, but I want to try this, this, and this. And it's pretty, they come in and they pretty much know what they want. They kind of know their budget. Right. But there are some people that have no idea. They're like, I don't know. I've never bought a fragrance. I'm getting married next week. Those customers I love. I love working with somebody that is unaware of this whole world, and I get to take time and not sell them and just be like, here, just put it in a bag, like actually listen to what they want, listen to stuff that hey, I kind of like it like this. No, I don't like that. That's not for me. And like take some time and like customize the whole process. And so that way, when they do go to spray that, they're like, wow, I love this. And this is going to be part of my wedding scent, the scent they bought for my graduation. We get a lot of prom, different occasions that mark something special. I love that kind of customer.
Right.
But sometimes you have to introduce different things. Some people are like, okay, I just want to come in. Can I just get that polo green? And we're like, no, you can't. In fact, we won't even. Half of us won't even spray it. We're like, just smell it. Just smell the cap. Just smell the cap. And we were like, would you like to try something different? And it's taking a person who may only heard of those are what Abercrombie Finch or that Nautica one or that one Hugo Boss that they're still looking for since 1997, and you're like, well, I don't have that.
Right.
But this is what I do have. And you try to introduce something so you can open up a door to something a little different and like hopefully give them a good experience. That's ideal. That's an ideal situation. Sometimes sometimes it's like you meet people that are fragrance enthusiasts, and then you become like you and I and Cedric, like you get into it. You and then you build up a rapport, and then you just keep coming back because you get excited. You're like, wow, this works on me, and then this one, hey, this one wasn't quite my cup of tea. And you get passionate about it. But there's
have you ever had customers that you've met out of the blue on the fly, and you probably help assist them in getting into the big world, the small world of fragrance that turns into a big world once you get in it, because there's so much that kind of it's just going on in the world of fragrance. Have you developed relationships with your clients just throughout the years, and now from the first time you met them until whenever the last time you saw them, their mind to fragrance is just on another level?
Couple of them, yes. I'll say, hey, they'll laugh, they'll joke, they'll say, oh yeah, you sold me that, and I say, I came in for a polo red, and I ended up going this. But then it's like, but we built up a friendship, and I'm like, but I recommend good stuff, don't I? And then it's like, and they're like, yeah, you did, and you hooked me up for my wife, my daughter's graduation. So you build up the rapport and you build up their trust, and then you introduce things that you're like, but I know what you like, or I think you may enjoy this. Let's try it. And then don't take them too far out of the comfort zone. And I always say, hey, do you want to try the more luxurious stuff? Do you want to go niche? Would you like to try? If you're coming to the store and you're coming to see me, then it's like, hey, you know what? Do you want to try that Tom Ford? Do you want to try the Van Cleef Arpels? I know the price point is not what you came in for today, but take it home. Enjoy it, experience it. You'll love it. So some of them laugh and say, oh, like, oh yeah, I got a million bottles because of you. But it's all love. Like they enjoy this journey, and they're enjoying the suggestions because it's not so ordinary. They go from, I don't want to say the word ordinary because that's mean. It's like, the pedestrian stuff, and it's like, hey, but I got this whole other world. Let's go discover it. It's fun and it's exciting.
That's cool. That's very cool. Very cool.
There's one other part to that, is that you do get people that just want a scent, and they've worn it for 15, 20, 30 years. And they're like, it's kind of like, oh, but it'd be nice if you tried something new. And sometimes they're a little less willing to change. Yeah. And so we still make sure that, like, okay, do you, what size do you want? Make sure that we always accommodate everybody, but you'll always get somebody that's like, I've worn this since, college. And you're like, really? You don't say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome. So, Ms. Heather, I'm sure for you, just like myself and everyone who's watching, or even if they are an enthusiast, or even if they are just, they just want to smell good, or they just are really getting into collecting, fragrances do so much more than make you smell good. So much more than make you smell good. And for me personally, fragrance is all about my mood. maybe the
Yeah.
colors that I'm wearing, the weather. There's a lot of different situations when it comes to fragrance and how you apply them. Ms. Heather, at what point, did you start discover what you love, your favorite notes? What are some of your favorite notes? What is your favorite? Let's start there. Let's just start with your notes, and then I have a second part to the question. What are
Okay.
some of your favorite notes in fragrances that just can't miss? If you see it on a breakdown or you hear it's in a fragrance, you're smelling it because of said notes.
Okay. I want to answer this two ways. We'll do notes,
Okay.
but then I got a caveat to the
Okay. Let's hear it.
answer.
Let's do it.
So generally, I like a very masculine appealing scent,
Okay.
which is why I enjoy the men's fragrance side as an associate. I love oud. I love the very
Ooh. Ooh.
rich,
Ooh.
and they can be challenging. And some of them I'm like, whoa, I bought a couple
Absolutely.
of samples, and I'm like, I don't think I'm worthy. But I like an oud for sure, for sure. I love sea salt in a fragrance, like a Joe Malone. Like if anybody's out there and they ever sprayed the wood sage sea salt, Joe Malone.
Mhm.
I love sea salt or a sea salt note accord in something.
Mhm.
Um, I I don't know. It just attracts me. I find it wonderful. It works on me. I really, really like, and I'm becoming more into it. I really like violet leaf,
That can be
especially
very
now,
challenging. That can be very
when
challenging.
it's hot.
Mhm.
Iris, I love, and I know
Yeah,
that iris is for some people love or hate. They're like, nah,
it
or
is. It is. It
depends
is.
on who did it, how they did it.
Right.
Um, and then the other part, and I also love vetiver. I really do love vetiver. I love
I'm just
vetiver
getting into
in
vetiver.
things.
I'm just getting into vetiver, and I'm
It
starting to fall in love with it. Yes.
different brands do it differently. And
Mhm.
then the second how I want to answer it is Guerlain. Guerlain could do no wrong. You could give me any bottle, and I'd be like, it's
Is that your
amazing.
favorite house?
Like
Is that your favorite house?
I really, really enjoy it. And one of my, and I know it's more feminine leaning, but Mon Guerlain is one of my favorite fragrances. I absolutely love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Don't wear it as much. I used to wear it more in a cooler when I lived in someplace a little cooler. I
Okay.
do break it out now and again, but I love the Aqua Allegoria line. That's Guerlain. I love all the Guerlain men's line. It's gorgeous stuff.
Fantastic.
If I had
Fantastic.
unlimited resources, I'd probably have a lot of Guerlain in
Yeah.
my collection. I do like another brand,
And what's
but
that?
it's kind of a funny one. But I'm a huge fan of Dua.
I knew
So
you were gonna say
I,
that. I
I
said
was gonna say, I was gonna say it. But
she was gonna run to
on the low, I'm like a Dua fanatic. I feel
Yes,
like
you
you can
are.
tell me,
Yes, you
you
are.
know. But I do enjoy their place in the fragrance world. Um, and that oud from Initio was just like when I smelled it, I was like, I did not know what an oud was. I had to go figure it out, and I was like,
Well, was when you smelled the oud in she's speaking on Oud for Greatness from Initio, which is one of the more popular, renowned oud fragrances. They've made many clones after this fragrance. And Miss Heather, was Oud for Greatness the fragrance that had oud in it? Was that the one that kind of just said, you know what, it's solidified? It's just solidified in here because the oud in it
yeah,
is very good. It's very good.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it was, and then I would try to find like other little samples that had ouds in it, and I bought a couple of Bortnikov,
Okay.
the crazy Russian.
Mhm.
There's a huge following of Bortnikov lovers out there
Right.
with the ouds. He's making, I want to call it like olfactive art. Like if someone had a canvas and
Mm.
painted he's doing it with his scents. Really unique, interesting perfume designer. But I bought a couple of the Bortnikov ouds, and they are not for the shy or the
They
weak
are
at
not
heart.
for the weak at heart. No, they are
No,
not.
no, no, no. You need to sit alone and meditate in a room,
By
and
yourself.
then you can apply it, because
Yeah.
you're going to go
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
next level.
Absolutely. Well, that's very, very interesting.
Mhm.
With the oud, most and fragrance is very subjective. It's super
Yeah,
duper.
exactly.
When
Yeah.
it comes to it, this is one of the reasons why I love you so much, because the conversations that I get to have with you about fragrance, it's not the ordinary when it comes to women. Most women are in the softer, floral, fruitier, maybe musky style of fragrances.
Yes.
With you, your palette is so wide range. And when you told me that you were into oud, I said, "There's no way."
Mhm.
And I brought you a couple samples. I don't know if you remember. Brought you a
Oh
couple
yeah.
samples of some oud fragrances, and you were just. I thought you was about to go to heaven after
Yeah.
smelling.
They were great. They were really good.
Fragrances that are out there. So oud is your note, and you're a massive fan of the Guerlain house. So that is, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
That's one thing I didn't know about the Guerlain. I knew about Dua. I
Yeah.
knew
Oh
about
yeah.
it, but I didn't swear by
And
Dua. I knew
I,
that.
I do believe that Crystal and Morgan might have smelled the samples that you
Okay.
passed on to me. Yeah, I think we all kind of like put them on blotter cards, and it's like, look at what Dee brought. He brought these,
Yeah.
and these are like, they're very, very. Again, there was stuff that it's like, oh, I love this. This is
And I
like,
knew you would. I knew you would,
yeah,
because your taste is so different and it's unique, and you're very open to exploring. That's a great thing about you. Anything, whether it's something that you might not particularly love so much, or if it's something that just kind of blows your mind. So that's another great thing that I enjoy when me and you get together. One quick note, Miss Heather. My mother said that she used to buy my baby clothes from the store. What was the store you said you got it from? The
Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery Ward. Well, she just texted me that while we're doing the live. Say, let Miss Heather know I used
Yes.
to buy your baby clothes from
I said
Montgomery Ward.
someone out there will understand the
Yeah,
reference.
yeah, yeah. So, Miss Heather, we have 670. We have 70 strong in the live stream right now. Do me a favor if you have not already. This is live stream 33 featuring Miss Heather Franco. That is her last name. And it's a very cool last name. I, say Franco. It just makes me say it that way. I don't know, but Miss Heather is so gracious enough to join us. Hit that thumbs up, show support. I see all of the questions lining up. I have one more question
Let's
for
go
Miss
for
Heather,
it.
and I am going to dive into the questions because I am monitoring the questions. We're going to hang around for about a good another 30 minutes,
Yeah.
and then we're going to tail out of here. This won't be the last time Miss Heather is going to join us. I am going to have the pleasure of working with Miss Heather and some other things that I'll be able to bring to the channel. So don't worry, this is not going to be a limited edition experience with your new favorite, Miss Heather. All right, Miss Heather, my last question for you, and then we're going to get into the chat. The climate of the fragrance world. I'm talking from YouTube to the everyday person who is now and all of a sudden an expert
Mm.
in fragrances, and even people like myself who I've been in fragrances since I was 12 or 13 years old. I've told the story before. One Christmas, I got my first leather jacket. I was in the 8th or 9th grade, and my dad bought me a bottle of Calvin Klein Obsession. That
Oh
is
yes.
yes,
Oh, from an
yes.
old school obsession.
The OG bottle, Calvin Klein Obsession. My dad bought me that as well for Christmas. And my mom used to be a rep for Mary Kay. So she used to
Mhm.
get all kinds of fragrances in all the time and give them to me
Yeah.
and my brother. So at a very young age, I was kind of locked in and just to smelling good. And my question is, what do you think about the climate of the fragrance? Because it is expanding. It is
Oh
becoming
yes.
very popular. It's almost like a discussion for the coffee table, the dinner table, the break room, and with one of your, closest friends. What do you think about just the health, so to speak, of the fragrance world right now?
Shout out your mom for selling Mary Kay. She loves some Mary Kay.
Yes, shut up, moms.
Honestly, it's a loves some Mary Kay. Um, the the way I purchase it myself, not as an associate selling it. I'm on the other side of the counter now. The way that we go about it used to be utilitarian. It was something you wore as decorative. Now it's become, and this was before my son was born. It was just something you just sprayed and put your clothes on, go to work or whatever. You cute, and keep it moving. Now it's become a a thing, like a collector's type of thing.
Yeah.
And I do think that social media does have a lot of play on how we consume.
Of course.
And we're consuming luxuries now, because we'll go back to the whole thing about the luxury piece with fragrance. Because let's face it, the average bottle of a fragrance at my counter is, I mean, an average is somewhere in the $137 price mark, and that's not including your Creeds, your Tom Fords. I mean, that's including everything.
Mm-hmm.
It still is. It's still a luxury because it's something that's not a necessity. But it's turned into something like how we collect our luxury goods, like our handbags, our watches, our fine jewelry. So it's become a luxury. We work hard. Our life is full of other things that are kind of stressful. So this is one way, like, we like to decompress. And it's sometimes nice because it's like you said, fragrance transports your mood, your psyche,
every day.
It's an intimate thing that you have with yourself, but it projects out to the world and says, here I am, I'm Heather, and I want to smell like this today. I'm wearing my pink Psycho Bunny. I want something a little bit more zesty and fun and playful. Or I have an event. I got to wear all black, so I'm going to put on something that represents those things. So the average consumer is kind of like, I need something for work. I need something for black tie. I need something for wedding. I need something for clubbing. I need something for, some people are like, hey, I've never worn a fragrance. I just want something that smells nice when I go to point A to point B. But the industry has really become interesting because it has become a huge luxury market.
It's massive.
It's like the price points are just it's bananas. It's totally bananas. It's a fragranced water. Look, you sprayed in air. I can't even grab it. I have nothing to show you for it.
It dissipates.
Other than I smell nice for X amount of hours. So what it is that you're investing in yourself. You're investing in a feeling for your own well-being. But the way we go about it has drastically changed from when I bought my first bottle to now. And make no mistake, for anybody who's listening, you can have one bottle and still be a fragrance enthusiast, or you can have 1,000 bottles. It's how you appreciate it.
Yes.
How you appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? That's all there is to it.
Yep, I agree. I love discussing and having conversations about fragrance because friends, family, people who I work with, just everyday people who I come across, when they say, hey, you review fragrances or you're on YouTube talking fragrances, like what is that? The first thing they go to is how many fragrances do you need to smell good? And that's my door. It's like, that's my door. And I open it up for them, and then I take them down everything that you just said. I am obviously not, or people watching, we're not your average everyday
one and done. You're not the one and done.
No, we're not. So when you get a chance to be able to articulate and really have a technical conversation about your love and your appreciation for fragrances, it really challenges people. Like, I had a conversation with one of my good friends yesterday, and I was just explaining to him just the whole fragrance thing, and he was just like, "This is wild. This is wild." That's all he kept saying. And once I get a chance, and I know you experience it often, and get a chance to have a conversation about people fragrances with the mood lifting, what they just do. And like you said, one of the highlights of my day is when I spray my fragrance on. It's me. It's like my time. It's a quick, I don't know, 15 to 20 seconds. I spray my fragrance on and I just get to lavish
Yes.
in
Yeah.
that
I like
moment
that
of
word.
spraying that fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I head out to my day. It's one of the most important moments of my day every single day because I'm a situational fragrance wearer. It's by my mood, the weather, what I'm wearing, and whatever I have going on, from the gym to the office, date night, family gathering, hanging out with the homies, whatever I got going on, I'm wearing a fragrance to help articulate myself.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing. All right. And it's a plus that it smells fantastic. So,
well, yeah,
right.
is-
It was really beautiful to hear you break it down in that way because it's that's exactly what it is. I couldn't have said it any better myself, or I haven't heard anyone really say it any better than you did.
And if we, we'll take this on when we do our Heather and D part 2.
Yes.
We'll have this. We'll put a pin in this one, but we can go back in history.
Yes.
And talk about how people anointed themselves with oils,
mm-hmm.
and it's almost spiritual.
Yes, religious.
Sense. I mean, we could go down that whole path and how it can be. We want to go back and look at history and see how fragrance was used in ancient times, even in biblical times, even in the times of the Egyptians.
Yes.
Even the resins, and they burn them in the mosques. All of that's holy.
Yes,
like,
it is.
Even though if you guys, some of your viewers probably are, into some, researching things, attar, beautiful history. But I mean, that's like, me and you could hash that up if we go there. But we're gonna have to need another hour or two on your live stream.
Yeah, we're definitely going to unlock
that's another topic for our next one.
Yes, absolutely. So though, and like again, you said, I can't wait to hear this back. Of how you broke it down, but Miss Heather with an excellent answer to my final question. So we're getting ready to head into
let's see what the people's got to say.
Absolutely. We're around 47 minutes. So we're going to hang around for another 15 minutes or so. And then we're going to get it going. Okay. So right now we are 71 strong in the live family. That Smell Good family showing love. Thank you. If you have not already, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And I already appreciate the support. So Miss Heather, let's go ahead and get into it. We have D in Lee's life asking, ask her what her holy grail fragrance, like the one she either has or wants to own, that would make her collection complete. So the holy grail, whether you have it or you don't, what is that fragrance, Miss Heather, for you? Look at the wheels turning.
I know. That's kind of like a really great question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've met my holy grail yet.
Wow. Okay.
Because the journey's not done. There are a couple of things that I do strive that I would like to get.
Right.
My hands on, but like if I could, I would like to own probably like all the Initio parfums in the purple bottle, and then Oud for Happiness, Oud for Greatness. I really, really would love to get a bottle of something I used to wear years ago, but I could only get it in Paris. And I had it, and it was a Louis Girard fragrance, and it was kind of like an aldehyde one. And I'll have to go and Google it and look it up, and I'll have to send you a picture of it. It's probably discontinued now, but it was very, very big and heady, and lots of aldehydes, lots of, very effervescent.
Yeah.
That was a really nice fragrance. I do like that a lot. I haven't had it since my son was little, and like I said,
So that's kind of like a keepsake, something that's a big memory that will kind of reignite.
Definitely that scent memory.
Yes. So the initial line is
all the initials. Yes,
I know you do. You love it.
Really. It was enjoyable to have the samples recently with our department manager, and I think I fell in love. I was like, oh my God, I got it. And then like I had. Well, I had Morgan, and she's like, no. You need to stay in line.
Yeah.
I gotta get them all. It's like Pokemon. I gotta catch them all.
Absolutely. All right, Miss Heather. Let's see. We have some. My guy Joel says, Miss Heather, welcome to the Smell Good family. Miss Heather's been rocking with us for sure. All right. So Joel just wanted to welcome you. Morgan says, Kathy says, stop hating on Polo. Okay, the Polo green. The Polo green.
I wasn't hating on them. I was just throwing some light shade.
Right. My sister co-signing about my mom buying my baby clothes from Montgomery Ward.
Yeah.
Sure. We got a super chat in the building. Shout out Fatal Contraptions. My man Rick says, Miss Heather is awesome. All right. So Rick, thank you for the super chat. It really means a lot. Thank you so much, man, for sure. All right, let's see what the next question is for Miss Heather here. We got a lot of participation and a lot of love for you in the comments, Miss Heather, for sure. All right. Okay, D and Lee again. He says precious liquid, salt and pepper. Have you smelled it?
No, but it does sound intriguing. Because anything that says precious liquid, salt and pepper, I'm like you can only help to be intrigued by that. So that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's one on my radar for sure. That there's a lot of conversation out there. But if I get my hands on it, I'm going to bring it to you for sure. Okay, Joel again says, Miss Heather, did you ever try Guerlain, Arsene, Lupin, Voyou?
No, I'm trying to read the thing. I don't have my glasses on right now, but no, it doesn't. Arsene Lupin. Well, Lupin is a flower, but no. But if it seems like it should be something I should be trying. And I'm wondering if the Arsene is like absinthe or something. But I don't have any French. So I'm just grasping. Absinthe also is another note that I think is extraordinary in a fragrance when it's done right. And but we'll have to take Joel's recommendation. I'll have to hunt down see if I can find that.
Right. Let's see. We see what other questions we have lined up for Mrs. Heather. And again, I appreciate everybody taking the time to show love and join us on the chat tonight. Hidden Gem says I was going to gift you that, Dedrick. I'm guessing you're talking about
the salt,
the Calvin Klein, the Obsession. I think that's what he's talking about, the Obsession. Because we're going back from comments that were around 640. So I'm trying to gauge where we were. So I'm guessing he was talking about the Obsession. He'll answer me. He was, because the next comment is from Bro says, I love that Obsession. What an old school fragrance for sure. All right. And it is. No doubt.
It is. And I had it in the ladies version, so I can't hate.
Good
I've
stuff.
probably killed a few people in the back of the car wearing half a bottle of that.
Yep, for sure. Let's see where we are at with another question for Miss Heather. Okay, what we got? Antonio says, what is he saying? Miss Heather, is Dillard's going more niche? The one here in Jackson, Mississippi has 3 new niche houses that are offering. So, Miss Heather, me and you talked
about
this
question. Yes. Antonio.
Yes.
Love this question.
Me and you talked about this the other day. So go ahead and fill Antonio in with that.
The answer is yes. There's going to be some more inclusion of some more luxury brands, is like how we like to term it. We already are proud to have Creed, Tom Ford, Van Cleef Arpels. If nobody discovered any of them and you're near us, come down and visit. We also have Thomas Kosmala, which we didn't get to talk on this live stream, but and that's another designer that has made a beautiful collection of fragrances, and his fragrances are chef's kiss. Appelez l'amour, number 4, 10, Desire of the Heart. His 7 is a sea salt one. all of them are just gorgeous. So yes, to answer him, there will be some more coming. I'm not I'm not in the regional or the districts, so I can't tell you like dates and exacts, but I do know it's coming down the pike, and then you're going to be walking into a Dillard's one day and you're going to be like, dang, Dillard's does all of this and has this really nice luxury appeal.
Right.
And we will be able to offer obviously the designer, but we'll be able to get that nice niche market. And we already have it. I mean, we already have Creed. We have a beautiful Tom Ford actual counter. We have a Joe Malone full counter. I mean, those are some things that I think people have overlooked in the world of everything else going on. But you got to remember who started all this stuff first. Tom Ford's been in the game a long time. Creed's been in the game a long time. Joe Malone London, her fragrances are extraordinary. And I don't care how long the longevity is, because when we're talking about things for myself and transportive things and things that I feel like I'm worth it, I'm going to spray it.
Yeah.
It's, you got to know how to make your combinations, and you got to kind of know your skin to get that longevity. More on that later. But yeah, I mean, Dillard's already has it there. It's just sometimes people are only focusing on the new things. Oh, they want mind games. I only want to do yada yada, the bond number 9. So we're not contracted with them, so we can't offer it. But we can get you pretty close, And trust me, I want to try all the mind games too, but it's not happening like that today. So
yeah, I'm super excited as well. I'm super excited for the things, because you could just tell the changes that are happening, at least in my local Dillard's.
Oh yeah,
with the team. So yeah, I'm sure in the coming, because the Parfums de Marly sale that just went down, the Initio.
Yes. The Gucci company just purchased a bunch of.
So I believe in your local Dillard's. Yeah, you're going to start seeing more of that.
Oh yeah, and I think watch the space. Definitely make friends with somebody at a Dillard's near you, and you'll always they'll be like, they'll text you and like, hey, yo, this is coming up, this is coming up, this is coming up.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
It will behoove your constituents here to touch base with somebody and forge a relationship. And guess what? It'll pay off, because you'll always be in the know.
All right. I feel you. Okay. Real quick, Miss Heather, all genre bops. He says, is a collection ever truly complete? What's your quick answer on that?
No, because you just can never stop. Just find one you like and be happy. I'm trying to be a minimalist. Like, the older I get, I want to be a minimalist.
I feel you on that. But it's so hard with this.
I buy another bottle of something.
It's so hard with this. This is the hardest thing.
No, it never ends. Bro,
I used to be huge into sneakers. Like, I would buy a pair of sneakers every week.
Yes.
But that started to slow down a lot, and now the fragrances is just something.
Fragrances get you, and then they got a limited edition of a fragrance that you love, or it's in a special bottle. And guess what you're swiping your card, because you gotta have that.
It's a tough one. All right. Jared says, does our guest have a YouTube or a business page that we can follow? I'm going to answer this one, and then you can tell them. I will put it in the description of the stream when it is over. All right. So Miss Heather's going to give me that information wherever she is wanting to be followed at. I'm going to have it in the description as soon as the stream is over. So you guys hit that and go ahead and follow and show Miss Heather some support when she gives me the information. All right. So y'all check down there. Okay. All right. Let's see. Joel says I would follow Miss Heather on YouTube. For
Wow.
sure. Let's see. Brian Creel says Miss Heather's rocking that good Cangio Loco. Okay. A brilliant top idea.
I got it.
Couple,
Conejo. It's Conejo
right.
Loco.
Couple with Miss right. Couple with Miss Heather's brilliant insight. So useful. I work in Dillard's men's department. Okay, so Brian Creel works out of Dillard's where he's from. And he says, real quick, Lom Adial EDP versus Lom Adial Extreme. That is a ridiculous question that you asked, sir. It's hard.
That's like kind of hard. I think that's a preference.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. I'm going to answer for me.
Yes.
I'm going to go the EDP slightly. The Extreme is really good, but slight. Let me try to see if you can see how slight it is. I'm going to go to EDP.
You're really good at doing your comparisons, so I'm going to leave it to you. You got the upper hand in that one.
Okay. All right. All right, my man Scorp says, Ms. Heather, what fragrance do you feel is sexy on a man? Okay.
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Oh, my gosh. Great question. I've been waiting for a question like that. I really seem to enjoy, there was one that I am, so in a designer, we'll go designer because I have more access to it right now. I'm really enjoying the Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Extreme, and let me tell you why. It has the bad boy DNA, but there's like a leathery, tobacco-y kind of thing in there, and I absolutely love tobacco in a men's fragrance. Sexy, sexy, sexy. Okay. The other thing that I find really sexy for a man's fragrance is probably the one that I like. It's the Bulgari, the black bottle. I think it's Bulgari Man in Black.
Man in Black, yes.
That's got that tobacco in it. I think you have a bottle.
Yeah, I got it from you. It has the iris and the tobacco, yes. A leather touch as well.
Beautiful. Yep. And the iris tobacco, anything like that. I think that's nice. Yes, it's a little nighttime, cooler weather. The other one that I think is absolutely stunning, and this is personal opinion, Givenchy, the Eau de Parfum Boisy.
Oh,
with the iris in it.
Yes, that chocolate irisy vibe. It's so good.
Love it. And I know that's not for everybody, but it's a showstopper, and it's elegant, it's tasteful, but it's still sexy. But it's not like, oh, you're trying too hard. No, it's just right. It's just very
good. I agree with you on that for sure. Bourgeois doesn't get a lot of conversation, but when people do smell it and experience, they're like, wow, like, where have I been?
Now, and if you got the coin and you want to spend it, Ebene Fume from Tom Ford.
I got to get my nose on that one.
I'm just, no words.
I hear a lot of love for it.
Look at, just buy a bottle. Buy a bottle.
All right, we're gonna pick up the speed here a little bit. We're just over an hour. We still have 50 people rocking with the strong. Thank you guys for hanging in there. We're gonna hang in here for about another 10 minutes, and we're gonna shut this down. So me and Miss Heather are gonna play what's the game? Fast-paced answering of the questions here, okay? Because we are way behind Miss Heather on the comments, okay? All right, Miss Heather. No, it's all good. We're having a great time for sure. Thank you for your time tonight. Hidden Gems says, with your high-end niche taste, have you ever considered consider a more upscale fragrance store like Nordstrom? Basically, he's asking, with your taste, have you ever decided to go up to niche level stores?
I no shade to Nordstrom. If y'all work for Nordstrom or affiliated, does not hate. Nordstrom doesn't have the customer service that we are trying to showcase where I'm at. And Dillard's is kind of like old school. We're still family owned. The Bill Dillard still comes in, Bill Dillard III, and the crew, the family still has a lot of presence and the physical store that we have here in Jacksonville. I'm not a jump ship type of girl, so I'm I have no reason to leave, but I have every confidence that Dillard's is got that old school kind of like we still want to service the customer and give 5-star customer service. And I haven't always experienced that at Nordstrom's. And I'm not shading Nordstrom's. Like I said, I have friends that work there too. It's just, they think differently there. And
Right.
your money's just as valuable as anybody else's. So I do respect that no matter who comes to my counter. And I don't always get the same vibe when I do go to Nordstrom. So I'm okay to sit back and watch Dillard's grow a little bit. But I love your question. That is good.
Okay. My sister says, Miss Heather, is Chanel still Miss Heather's favorite women's fragrance? And if so, which one?
No, I'll tell you, no, I actually have fallen deeply in love with Burberry Her. When we're talking things that I have access to sell and promote and showcase to other women, the Burberry Her, the Eau de Parfum, I freaking love it. I do try to introduce it, especially if someone's like, I want a fragrance. When it comes to Chanel, I have to have the woman put it on because sometimes they don't always work on everybody's skin. There's something with the citruses that can be a little acrid. I do like a lot Chanel Gabrielle essence. And again, but I have to have the woman in front of me and have her put it on and make sure that it's a good fit. But I do find myself really liking Chanel Gabrielle, and for all of you fragrance enthusiasts out there, Chanel Gabrielle Parfum, which is a 1 ounce, runs about $3.60 a bottle.
Woo.
You only need 2. It's in a dop, and you only need like 2 drops behind the ear. It's so good. It's so good. But it's one of them. It's super concentrated, but that is nice.
Okay. Let's see. Real quick, Miss Heather, have you smelled Guerlain's
Habitat Rouge? Yes, and has the new one. No, I don't know the new one. I know it's been reformulated. I see that on the perfume guys thing.
Yeah.
I have not, and I kind of need to go find some Guerlain so I can do some comparisons.
All right. Hassan says, Miss Heather, what do you think about Boadicea the Victorious Amethyst? Have you smelled anything from Boadicea the Victorious?
I have a dupe of one of them.
And which one is it? Do you know which one?
Oh, now you're calling me out because I can't remember. I bought one.
What do you think about it?
I bought one of the Dua that I wanted to because I thought it was something in the notes in it. I'm not sure if it's the amethyst or not. I bought that. Dang, now I can't remember which one I have.
Is it good? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's lovely, and I think I was attracted to it. So for Hassan, I think the original bottle, the design kind of drew me in, and I was like, that's pretty. I wonder what it would smell like. Well, I can't afford the whole bottle, but I could get this dual one and kind of like get the gist. So I knew what I need to do is go get the actual sample from either Sense, Split, or Lucky, and then put it against the Dua. Because that's another game I like to play with myself.
Yes, the comparison game.
How to compare the dupe to the real? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Niche says, Miss Heather, what fragrances do you like on your husband?
You guys are going to be so disappointed.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so hubby actually is allergic to a lot of scents.
Really?
Yes. And sometimes when I come home and I have too much on, he starts sneezing.
Poor fella.
And it's just terrible. The smell on him I like is the smell of soap. And I do like that when I sell colognes, but I like that clean, soapy smell. But unfortunately for him, half of the stuff he's just can't get near it.
Right. That's sad.
Isn't that something?
That's sad. But you know what? A lot of people like who are into fragrances, there's someone around who kind of has
They're
that going on.
sensitive, and
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
just,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
poor
So
guy.
I feel you on that. All right, we got one of my main guys, man. My guy Kyler Bourne. He asked, Miss Heather, what direction do you see designer fragrances going in?
Oh, mm,
I have a
I got my
polarized
theories.
answer for that, but what's your thoughts on that, Miss Heather?
Um, I could tell you what direction they're going right now because they see it.
Yeah,
Everything is sweet. They
yeah.
want to kill us with everything tonka bean, vanilla, sweet, elixir, everything intense, everything. I want them to stop, please. Whoever's listening out there in YT land, you can get on the interwebs and please make them stop doing this. Okay, not everything needs to be sweet, but the palate of the average shopper has gotten sweeter. And I really want everybody to recoil back a little bit. And can we get some more of the fresher, crisper green things in there? I'm not saying everything's got to be old school barbershop, but I want to go back to the more crisp, fresh, soapy vibes, vetiverse, just a little bit more masculine
Interesting,
feeling sense
interesting,
in
interesting.
masculine fragrances wouldn't hurt.
We want interesting things. We
Hmm.
want interesting things. And
Yeah,
like
but
you
it is.
said, notes like vetiver and tobaccos, even Irish fragrances. The Irish
Yeah,
fragrances are really popular, but even some of the brands now that are putting them out, they're going with that sweet iris, the
yeah, it's
sweet,
almost
sweet.
gourmandy
Yeah, yeah.
or candied like.
Yeah.
Um, I see the trend go sweet, 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 and now it's getting even sweeter. Let's say a la the Invictus Elixir,
That new
the Papa
Valentino.
Rabanne, the Valentino Intense,
Yeah,
da 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 da.
yeah.
My other one that's really super sweet that we sell is Papa Rabanne 1 million Elixir, sweet. Again, the one that's coming out right now, Mont Blanc Explorer is coming out a platinum,
The platinum.
and,
Yeah.
it's sweet.
Hmm.
I'm not saying it's a gourmand. It's just got another sweeter
Yeah.
additional note, and I want it to cease and desist immediately. Go get the mayor and make
Right.
it stop in fragrance land.
Right.
And
Right.
we need to. That's where niche houses come in because they don't subscribe to the trends out
Right.
there for the mass consumption of things, but that does seem to be what's going on right now,
Right. Right. I
unfortunately.
agree.
And
I agree.
everything has to be a parfum or an intense
Or
or an elixir
elixir.
or an
Elixir.
elixir.
Yeah.
Yeah, the madness has it started, and
Right.
what can you do, right?
Right. Right. All right, we're going to take 4 more questions and then we're going to wrap this thing up. So if I don't get to your question, it's okay. Just go ahead. I'm going to take them from the live. I'm going to have Miss Heather answer them and then we will roll the answers back out when we're
I,
fortunate enough to have Miss Heather in.
I love this. GB Woods says newsflash.
Yeah, he said newsflash, tomorrow's Caroline Herrera will be sold out.
Well, you better come down and come see me and Morgan and Riley.
Yeah, go see Miss Heather.
I'll see you holler at my girls.
Yeah, show them that love for sure. All right. Let's see what we got. My sister's laughing at the whole Montgomery Ward thing. All right, let's get a couple more questions. We're gonna wrap it up. Joel says, Miss Heather, what do you think of women leaning fragrances on a man? Some I like and I get compliments with. So more feminine fragrances for them
What
for
do I
the
think
for the
of
guy.
women lean like some more feminine leaning
Yeah,
fragrances?
feminine style.
Absolutely, I love it. In fact, tell you a great story. I know you guys got a time limit, but
No, we're good.
I have a customer that comes in about a year ago. He comes in now and again, and he tells me he's got to get this, this, and this. All right, we get that. But this part tripped me out because it's Caroline Herrera, the shoe, good girl, the original. And I said, "Oh, is this for your girl? You know, getting this for your lady, or you know?" He goes, "No, no, 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 no." He said, "That's my secret weapon." I said, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "This is what I do." He says, "I mix this with a little bit of that. Then when I go out to the bar, girls love it. And I was like, shut up. And then he comes back and he buys this, this, and this. And he says, and he mixes it in with the Burberry hair because I'm like, oh, Burberry hair, I love that one. Right. He goes, yeah. I'm mixing that one now with this. And the kid was so much fun. I actually loved it. But he taught me a valuable lesson. He says, so he hit on something that women like the sweeter scents on men. And so he's mixing it with his fragrances and he's making these blends and these cocktails. He's actually cocktailing his fragrances to be appealing to women when he's going out to a bar or a club or whatever he's going in the night. And I thought he hit on it just right. And he's right. A little bit of sweetness on date nights or going out is appealing to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's inviting and it's warm and it's cozy, yummy. So sometimes when we talk about all things fragrance, you don't want something that's so unique and artistic that it's kind of like, whoa, that's a little too much for me.
Yeah.
You kind of want that a little bit like, oh, hey, you smell, let me come a little closer. You smell great. What are you wearing?
It's like when you're in the office. Like for me, I have to wear a button down or a polo and some slacks and some hard bottoms every day to work. So when I go to work and more office friendly, office friendly, or a fragrance that could be like when I wear Cedrat Boise to work. It's a great fragrance by Mancera to wear anytime, but it's not a fragrance that everybody has smelled or have experience with compared to a Prada L'Homme. You wear Prada L'Homme to work, 9 times out of 10, someone has smelled that DNA. So it just depends where you are and being conscious. So I agree with that. So yeah, if you're going out to hang out, a suite of fragrances, especially if you're trying to attract, interaction.
It's compliment induced.
It's almost a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer. And if you ever meet me and you ever work with me on the sales floor, I always say where we wearing our fragrance, location.
Location. Absolutely. All right. Lavelle says the legendary Miss Heather. Lavelle's a big fan of yours. Every time I posted anything about you, he gets a hype with it. All right, let's get 2 more here and we're going to shut it down. We got your guy, Cedric Starr, on the live. He says, has she had any more success with layering experiment? She has put us on the Armani Code Parfum and Tom Ford Ombre Leather combo. So that is one.
Don't tell our secret.
Right. I normally don't do layering, but I remember when Ced came over and he said, Miss Heather created this. What do you think? And me and him were floored when we smelled it. So give us one. Have you experimented with anything lately or something just that comes to your mind right away? Because we do have some layering fans in here. One layering combo. Just one.
Okay. First of all, credit to where credit's due. Morgan and Crystal are the mix masters.
Okay.
Crystal Strickland and Morgan Janota, I work with them both. Morgan, when I first met her, had some great combinations. I won't steal all her things because those are hers. And Crystal, man, she could put 2 things together, man. Like when we do those combinations, she's like mixology. Grandmaster Flash. On the 1s and 2s, Crystal's like that with our mixology stuff. I actually mixed something myself, but it's something that was more for summertime. It was for the ladies. I mixed the original Montperry, Yves Saint Laurent Montperry, with the Giorgio Armani Ocean for women. And I put the 2 together, and me and the other girl that I was working with, who's hopefully she'll catch this on the fly. Oh my God, it's like summer in a bottle. It's perfect. It had a little bit of the raspberry, the Montperry, that sweet, juicy raspberry, and then the fresh ocean. And I mixed it together and I was like, this is my summer scent. And everybody's like, oh, but that was just out of pure, I don't know, just it was just randomness. We were working with people and I said, God, this and this together are going to smell great. I have been trying to figure out what to do with the other one that I really like is super. I think it's called Super Amber. It's number 11 in the Thomas Kosmala, and mixing it with some leathery tones, but more on that later. Because the Super Amber is super, hence the title, but I'm trying to tone it down and then mix it with something a little bit more dynamic that and can also give it some more bass so that it's not so projects so much amber sweet resinousness. Like if I can mix it with the Dior Elixir or something like the Paco Rabanne Victory on the black bottle with the matte black bottle, or something like a Tom Ford ombre leather, like something like that, and mix that super amber. Ooh, just wait.
Well, I'm sure the next time Cedric comes to see you out there,
try to make that blend.
Yeah, he's going to be very, very curious because he's been experimenting. He's been kind of diving into the layering thing. So honestly, he kind of kickstarts it for me, kind of lets me know. One layer me and him did do. And don't worry, y'all, the Smell Good Family podcast will be returning soon. All right, it will be returning. But the last time me and Sid got together, we layered Spice Bomb Extreme with Givenchy Pie.
Holy cow.
Yes, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. So that was
the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It must have lasted 2 days on your skin.
It was boom when we put it on, but it was really, really good. So it is definitely in that lane for sure. Definitely. All right, Miss Heather, we're going to do one more and we are going to close out. Let's see. I'm going to go in the order that I saw it. So again, if I didn't get to your question, don't worry. Don't worry. On the playback, on the next time we see Miss Heather, we would definitely get back into it for sure. But we're getting ready to shut this down in the next 5 minutes here. Where was that question at? Well, let me answer this one for Joel. Joel says, Dedrick, what was the special blend you did with your bros? What do you mean, Joel? You talking about the Armani Code Parfum and the Tom Ford Ombre Leather? Let me know real quick, Joel, if you're still with us. Miss Heather, someone asked, have you smelled? I'm trying to find, I hope I didn't miss it. Someone asked, did you smell something from Macy's Francis Kirchon?
The new one in the green bottle?
It was one of the more popular ones. Grand Soir. Have you ever smelled Grand Soir from Macy's Francis Kirchon?
I think I have it in my Discovery set.
Okay.
I bought the Discovery set, and I gave a couple of them away, but Grand Soir is more citrus, if I remember correctly.
Maybe I've never smelled it.
I believe it was more of a nice citrus one, but I do know that there's a new one in the green bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's more story too.
Dying to see what it's like. I know that a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's not, da da da," and I'm like, "Just let me enjoy it. Don't tear it down just yet."
Okay, I see where Joel is. What he was asking. So me and my bros, shout out to Kevin Dunbar, shout out to Cedric Farr. We are Frag Boys ENT, a 3-man group, and we created using Club de Nuit Intense Man, which is a clone of Creed Aventus, and we use Kayed Al Forsan, which is a sweet pineapple Middle Eastern fragrance, and we created Bikini Bottom. All right, that is the fragrance that we created. Bikini Bottom with those two. Miss Heather, I'm going to mix that up for you. And the next time I see you, I'm going to get you to try.
Okay.
Bikini Bottom, and I want to get it on camera if possible.
Yeah, we'll do a first impression of that one.
Bikini Bottom. So y'all heard it first. The next time I get a chance and me and Miss Heather can get together, I'm going to have her smell Bikini Bottom, and you'll see for yourself. All right. Last question. I found Miss Heather. We're shutting it down. What are your thoughts? I lost it, but I remember. What are your thoughts on Middle Eastern fragrances? And forgive me for me not finding the comment, but that was the question. What are your thoughts on the whole Middle Eastern fragrance thing?
Love them.
Yes.
My thoughts are I love them.
Yes.
They have a rich and intricate place in the world because, like I said, those Middle Eastern ones, a lot of them stem from being in the mosque and prayer, and using them in a different way, as not so decorative, but maybe more as like more like part of a spiritual component to them. But I actually had some back here in case we got into it. I have two atars that I bought from England. They're very special, but I love it. I love the whole deep, rich, seriously different notes
Yes,
than the
yes,
Western style
yes,
fragrances.
absolutely.
They captivate me. They
Yes,
fill me with
yes,
joy.
yes,
I can't get enough of them.
yes.
And it's funny because a lot of when I do sell on the floor, sometimes like the ouds and the roses, which are traditionally a masculine scent in a different culture, are
Women
considered
can wear those. Women
very
can wear those. Yes,
right. There's like it's like, oh, it's the how we perceive stuff here as
yes,
to over there, and it's just being open-minded to different
absolutely.
experiences and not shying away from it. Like,
Right.
so just because you're like, I don't know if I like that, well, put it on and experience it and live with it for about 5-10 minutes before you dismiss it wholly. And just in case anybody's ever wondered, I have bought stuff and I was like, why did I buy this? And I don't like it. And then sometimes it takes you a long time to appreciate something. Sometimes it's like you're not in the right space. It's too hot, or it was humid, or it's like a
I
cold
agree.
weather fragrance, and you've
I
got it's
agree.
inappropriate to the season, or
I
it's just not vibing with you because you're not in the right place
right.
mentally.
Right.
So Middle Eastern fragrances,
Yeah,
yeah,
I love them, and just the role that they play in the fragrance community is awesome. I've been
yes,
introduced to just different experiences off the Middle Eastern houses, and I just really probably about a good year now I've dived into the Middle Eastern houses, and that rolls and the rolls and the oud combos, and then you could come back around with more of the spicier oriental spices with the
hmm
floral concepts, and then you get your little spice and vanilla with a little floral as well. Just a very unique takes that you get with Middle Eastern houses are fantastic. They're fantastic. So I'm glad to hear that you have an amazing, which I already knew you did, that you have an amazing appreciation
yeah.
for Middle Eastern. So great question by Anisha. Niche, excuse me. He spells it or she. I'm sorry. I don't know if you are a woman or a man, but I think you're tell me what you are. All right, because it's it's just a picture of a fragrance and
So niche.
uh,
Well, I
there
don't
you
know.
go. It is an S.
Could be
They're
so
gonna get on.
niche.
Yeah, they're gonna get on me already because
Hmm
they've
Oh
already
yeah.
explained this to me.
They're typing in the comments right now, D.
They are, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting on them to reply so I can never screw this up again.
Yeah,
Okay, never.
right.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait on them to answer whether they are a male or a female. And so niche, I deeply apologize for getting that wrong again. Okay. All right, y'all. We are gonna wrap this up, man. This was so amazing, so much fun. Oh, he says one. I see the comment beforehand. He says 100% man, bruh. And and yes, it is so niche. My bad, bro. Like, my bad, man.
you know,
It'll never,
we don't know. We just
yeah, it'll never ever happen again. I promise you, man. I promise you, man. I promise you. All right. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, Miss Heather. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
coming on and hanging out with myself and the Smell Good family. This was so awesome. One of my most favorite moments so far in my fragrance journey here on YouTube. And I thank you for providing that. And any last things before we shut this thing down that you want to say? Did you have fun? Did you have a good
I
time?
definitely I've got like a million, I love to talk. So I mean, yes, I always have something to say. Um I I would say I look forward to doing this again, definitely. Um the only thing I can say is just enjoy your fragrances. Don't let them sit in a box. I have to stop myself sometimes. I stockpile them. the compulsion to buy more and to get more and to need more is often great. I am preaching to the choir. I'm hearing my own voice, and I know what I'm saying. Sometimes I have to remind myself to just embrace some of the things that I have and enjoy what I have
Yes.
and get some use out of them,
Yeah.
because
Same here.
or else what am I just collecting all this stuff in glass
I feel you.
jars? So
I feel you.
just, and if you don't, spread it. Go give it to someone,
I'm
give it
I'm
to
I'm there too. Yeah, I
yeah,
give away a lot of
pass
stuff.
the pass the love on,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. That's
but
dope.
I
That's dope.
definitely say don't get caught up in the hype
Yeah.
and just enjoy smelling good
Yes,
and,
I agree.
and be good to one another.
Yes. Yes. Spread love, positive energy,
Spread
and
love.
positive vibes.
Spread
Positive
love.
energy.
It's the
Well,
Brooklyn way.
I'm getting butchered in the comments, and the leader is my wife. She's leading the charge of butchering me in the comments for me not being able to efficiently pronounce certain things, people's names, and my pronoun accuracy is being heavily judged right now
Sway,
in
he's
the
only
comments.
human. He's
I know.
only human.
Thank you, Miss Heather. I hope she heard you. I hope she heard you for sure, for sure. All right, guys. You guys be cool. Thank you guys again. This was an excellent turnout for live stream 33. This will not be the last time you see Miss Heather.
Okay.
It was such a pleasure to have her on and interact with her on this level. And I look forward to what more that me and Miss Heather can produce. So again, thank you guys for taking the
Nice.
time. You guys have a great Thursday. We're headed into the weekend. You guys be safe. Have a great time. And enjoy yourselves. Live life and have a great time. Positive energy and positive vibes for sure. And remember, as always, splacker up, splacker down, and splacker that thing all around. Okay. Until next time, y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all be cool. And thank y'all for the support. All right, Smuggler family. Love y'all. Love y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Hang tight, Miss Heather.